Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, at least one person is in custody following a police standoff in Bangor.
Plus, it may be the middle of the summer, but a Down East organization will soon accept applications for heating assistance.
And it's a chance for high school graduates to attend community college free of charge.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us this morning. We'll have all the day's news coming up. But first, a check of that forecast, and it's looking fairly nice. It looks like kind of a cloudy day, but just a chance of thunderstorms later on, but no big downpours, at least not throughout the day anyway.
Right, just a chance.
Getting kind of used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we are. Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Don't let rust get the best of your car. Protect it with Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Schedule your service now. All right, let's get into things this morning here. Fog is the name of the game across the area from Bangor to Millinocket, Caribou, and even Princeton and some other spots as well dealing with it this morning. As a result, with this fog, we'll have to be watchful for some low visibility, so just be careful while you're driving. Otherwise, a lot calmer this morning after we had some strong to severe storms yesterday, though, some of them knocking down some trees on a few spots, but now all that has since calmed down. And today, overall, a pretty decent day. We have some activity out toward the west right now, too. A slight chance for a shower or a storm cannot be ruled out as we head toward the afternoon period. So futurecast for today, increasing clouds and a few breaks from time to time. Slight chance for a shower or a storm. And we'll keep that slight chance for maybe a few rain showers on the way as we head towards early Friday morning. The winds, though, not a big deal at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today. Maybe a few locally higher gusts at times. But notice as we head towards Friday morning, the winds still remain rather reasonable as we do move forward. So your forecast for today, mid-80s, mostly cloudy. A pop-up thunderstorm cannot be ruled out. A south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some fog on the way. Slight chance for a few showers and a south wind at about 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Overall, mostly cloudy, slight chance for a thunderstorm. Temperatures in the 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. At least one person is in custody following an hours-long standoff in Bangor. It happened last night at a residence near the corner of Warren and 3rd Streets.
Exit the apartment unit with your hands in the air. We have a warrant.
Multiple police units responded to the scene, including the Bangor Police Tactical Response Team, Maine Drug Enforcement Agency, and Homeland Security. Bangor Police Sergeant Jason McCambly says authorities were executing a search warrant at the residence. Our crew on scene observed at least one person being taken into custody. What sparked the situation is still unclear. We'll have more information as soon as it's available.
Meanwhile, the medical examiner's office has released the results of an autopsy on a Brooklyn couple who police say died as a result of murder-suicide. William and Pamela Cohen were found dead in their home on July 2nd. The medical examiner says both died from gunshot wounds. According to the Bangor Daily, police believe William Cohen shot his wife before turning the gun on himself. They haven't speculated on a motive. William Cohen was well known here in the Bangor area, where he once served as mayor. He was also a spokesperson for several companies, including the Verso Paper Company and Bangor Hydro.
Former Southwest Harbor police officer Richard Strout was at the center of heated conversations during a town meeting Tuesday night. The police chief and town officials hoped the meeting would be a turning point in regaining the public's trust. Our Doug Banks attended the meeting and has the story.
The hiring and subsequent firing of a former police officer took center stage at Southwest Harbor's town meeting.
It's disgusting. I want his resignation.
Yeah,
He's supposed to be the steward of this town. He hired that piece of crap. Yeah, it's unacceptable.
Could you address the board? Okay.
Absolutely unacceptable.
Okay.
The department announced Richard Strout had been hired on June 27th, following public outcry and a 1,000 signature petition requesting Strout's dismissal. The chief publicly apologized and announced Strout was no longer with the department on June 30th. Strout's history includes 3 separate lawsuits during his time at the Machias Police Department. The 3 lawsuits, along with numerous other accusations, dealt with assault and sexual assault. A resident close to the victims stated that the cases were settled, not dismissed.
And when it's cleared in the courts, that's the best that I can go on.
Yeah.
Other thing is, anything after that is hearsay.
The 3 lawsuits, can you clarify what you meant by
They were cleared.
Correct. No, they were either.
They were settled, they were not dismissed, they were my friends.
Why did you say they were hearsay? Hearsay is a very strong word. Okay. You said they were hearsay.
I believe you're putting some words on.
No,
Police Chief John Hall read a 20-page report about the hiring process for an officer. The Select Board told residents that they were given a notice of his intentions to hire Strout. Hall and board members were aware of Strout's history before he was officially hired. According to Chief Hall, Strout was hired because he had the most years of experience compared to the other candidates, and that he believes in second chances.
I run by the town manager. I say, this is who we're looking at.
So you're looking for the town manager's approval?
No, I'm giving the town manager information. So she's involved in that. I'm giving her information.
With questions still left unanswered from the Select Board and the police chief, and with Strout still living in Bar Harbor, community members who attended the meeting still feel unsure of what the future will hold.
A little disappointed, honestly. I was expecting this meeting to be a chance to rebuild some trust for the community, but every question that was asked was just answered with, we don't really have a way to say that. We can't explain further than the background check and why he was hired. I'm not really sure how the process was so horrible to allow this person to be able to get a job here.
In Southwest Harbor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news this morning, 9 soldiers from Maine's 146th Cyber Warfare Company have been called upon for a mission in support of the Army Cyber Command. Although many of the details are not available for release, what we do know is the unit will be departing for Fort Gordon in Georgia this month and will not return for approximately 1 year. The relatively new unit has been in existence for less than a decade. Executive Officer of the unit, Lieutenant Nathaniel Allen, also works as an information security analyst for Camden National Bank. He says his team isn't exactly what people might imagine when it comes to cybersecurity.
I know in my friend group, they think I'm some big hacker man. And that's like every one of my soldiers, we're all hacker guys. We, got the hoodies on and we're hacking away in our little dark room. That is part of what we do, absolutely. But a lot of my soldiers, we have a lot of military intelligence people within my unit, and they're not as technically inclined because they're the ones making the plans for us and be like, hey, connecting the dots, and then providing us that information.
The work they do is highly adaptive and constantly changing as technology continues to evolve.
Downey's Community Partners is getting a jump on helping people get through the next heating season. Starting next week, people can start applying for heating assistance, and the organization is encouraging Mainers not to wait until the last minute. Our Grace Blanchard has the story.
Here at Downey's Community Partners, they say although it seems like the winter season is far away, now is the time for Mainers to start preparing for the winter weather.
So this heating season starts this Monday, July 17th. This year we're excited to be expanding what we've been doing in the past. We're going back out to the communities that we serve in Washington and Hancock counties.
Downey's Community Partners offers funding to support Mainers through the winter, and they're reminding those in need not to wait until the last minute to reach out.
There are a lot of steps along the way, and we want to make sure that people are aware that it's very difficult to do this last minute. If you don't start the process early, you will potentially be in a situation where when you're in need of the benefits, you'll be waiting in the process to get your appointment, to get your benefits.
Starting in August, they will be having in-person events for people to learn more about their services and to apply early.
Washington and Hancock counties are definitely two counties in Maine that have been underserved, and we are trying our best to make sure that the people in these areas are given the opportunities that other Mainers are given, and that's a big goal with DCP.
The first in-person event will be August 1st in Stonington. Organizers suggest calling before to schedule an appointment to learn if you are eligible for benefits. In Ellsworth, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The pending foreclosure of the Penobscot Energy Recovery Company has been delayed. The auction of the PERC plant was supposed to take place yesterday, but it has now been moved to Wednesday, August 9th at 11 a.m. The plant's company owes money to a variety of creditors, which led to a lien being placed on the plant and the property. Henry Lang, the manager of the plant, views the delay as positive, saying it gives the team more time to pull the plant up to full operation and gives the owners time to evaluate proposals.
I hope to see this plant brought back to a full two-boiler operation and operating in a profitable manner, and finding whatever niche needs to be here to help make it that way.
Its function is to take solid waste and combust it using the heat from combustion to turn trash into steam power, which is more environmentally friendly than sending it straight to a landfill. Perk plant's been so important too, since the other facility over in Hampton had its problems and it was closed down for so long, so they've been taking all the trash for a long time and filling a big need there.
Yeah, and I'm glad too that he said that he sees this as a positive thing, because otherwise I would have thought, oh no, it's just more unsure.
Yeah, maybe turn it into a good situation.
Yep. Okay, the time now is 6:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a chance for Maine high school graduates to attend community college at no cost for 2 years. We'll have the details.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. A mostly cloudy day ahead today with a chance of a thunderstorm. The high will be near 84 degrees. Mostly cloudy overnight with a chance of rain. Lows dropping down to the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a partly cloudy day. But yes, another chance for thunderstorms. The high tomorrow around 79.
I got rear-ended at a stoplight and needed surgery, and the insurance company tried to give me this tiny little check.
This tiny little check won't even cover my car repairs.
After a car accident, don't take a tiny check from the insurance company. Call the twos.
I said no way to this tiny check. I called the twos, and Lowry & Associates got me $300,000.
I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
Here we are at Rennie's and Wells on Route 1. Let's go see some people. Come on.
We need some swimsuit and some fun stuff for the kids to do and enjoy the beach.
What game did you get?
Candyland?
Candyland. That's a good one.
Oh, that is a good
That's a fun game.
Awesome store, down to earth. I love it. It's just fantastic. It's an adventure coming here all the time. It's like a treasure hunt, No, I know. That's a slogan, but I mean, that's what it's about, Rennie's Maine Adventure.
Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC 7.
I'm in my living room. I hear her screaming. She started saying things that were outlandish. My neighbors, they were concerned for my welfare and sent police officers over.
I called the police. You called the police.
Don't disrespect me.
Hot Bench. Thursday at 3 on ABC 7.
On Monday, the PFAS Fund Advisory Committee approved a 5-year plan to help Maine farmers impacted by forever chemicals. The plan has a budget of roughly $70 million. According to PFAS Fund Director Beth Valentine, $30 million will go directly to impacted farmers to replace lost income. Another $20 million will be available for the state to purchase and manage contaminated properties that farmers want to sell. Valentine says this funding is crucial to help those affected by PFAS.
The PFAS Fund amplifies all of that existing support and brings online 3 new avenues of support: the land acquisition, the research, and the healthcare. So having Maine is out in front with this comprehensive plan for what to look at, what sort of assistance is needed, and sort of the magnitude of the needs.
Valentine says she expects funding for most parts of the plan to be available as early as next year. To learn more, visit maine.gov/DACF. Again, that is maine.gov/DACF.
Tuition-free community college throughout the state was extended for the next 2 years as part of Governor Mills' newly signed state budget. Our Matthew Durantzik has the story.
Last year, Governor Mills signed her Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan into law. The plan provides $300 million in workforce investments, including up to 2 years of free tuition for high school students enrolling in a Maine community college full-time. Governor Mills extended that program for an additional 2 years when she signed the state budget Tuesday.
We are ecstatic that Governor Mills and the legislature has supported the continuation of free community college. This is an important program to help young people reach their goals and dreams.
The $15 million investment will allow students graduating from high school in 2024 and 2025 to attend any Maine community college without paying $1 in tuition or fees relating to course equipment. Statistics from the Maine community college system have shown this program is working, with 6,400 members of the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022 taking advantage of the program. Now in its second year, Russell's expecting even more students to enroll.
This year, we are going to be beyond our pre-pandemic numbers.
Michael Eastman is both the student ambassador and student senate president for Eastern Maine Community College. He says this program provides a big boost for Maine's economy.
A lot of them are coming from families that may make a little bit more money than others, so they're not qualifying for that financial aid help. And having that free college initiative is very crucial, because if not, they would have gone to a four-year institution and it would have cost them a lot more money.
More importantly, Eastman appreciates the governor making a difference for those who are less fortunate, allowing them to chase their dreams.
We are seeing trades decline in people doing the trades, so having them here and having them available to all students at a low to no cost for graduating classes that are eligible is very important.
In Bangor, Matthew Juronsik, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
If you're a Mainer that regularly flies south for the winter, or you're just looking to visit the Sunshine State, come November, you'll have more opportunities to get there. Allegiant Airlines will be offering a new flight route from Bangor International Airport to Punta Gorda starting on November 17th. The flight will run twice a week. BIA officials say they're excited about the new opportunity for travelers, and they say the new route shows Allegiant's commitment to the region, to the city, and to the airport.
Air service doesn't happen overnight. So air service, it's a relationship that takes a long time to build. You can't just request a new route and it comes automatically. So there are, aircraft decisions, and there are planners that spend years developing route projections and looking at we call it the catchment area, but it's the number of passengers that we could potentially have from our area.
Thibodeau says that once it gets going, the flight will be direct from Bangor to Punta Gorda. Never been to Punta Gorda.
Is it on the, I don't know if it's the east or the west side of Florida.
Check it out.
Yeah.
That's one place I've been to a bunch of places down there. Have to check it out sometime.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe prices could be better.
Yeah, they have pretty good prices too, from what I understand.
Good
I don't
point.
go anywhere anymore.
I know. Flight prices are crazy either way. It's hard, but more options.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah. All right, the time now is 6:17. After the break, concerns at several Maine beaches following the discovery of harmful bacteria.
Plus, an update on the escaped inmate from Pennsylvania. Those stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Comfort Shoes and More is your destination for all of your spring and summer footwear essentials. We have trained podorthists on site, and our friendly, caring, and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are fitted with the proper footwear that is perfect for you. We have Power Lace shoes, the self-lacing shoe activated by your body weight. Just step in and go. We have many new sandal styles from Hoka, Teva, Power Step, Stride, and more. Come visit Comfort Shoes and More in Newport to find the perfect shoes for you.
Hi, I'm Alice Seeger. Welcome to Belfast Fiber Arts. We provide hand-woven, hand-spun, knitted and quilted, upcycled clothes, and art items for your home. We also feature weaving looms, spinning wheels, and supplies. We are a weaving studio and a makerspace with a sewing lab and a textile research library. We offer classes, workshops, and study groups. So stop by and visit us at Belfast Fiber Arts. We're at 171 High Street in Belfast, between the Colonial Theatre and the Beanbag Store. We look forward to seeing you.
Tesoro Italian Restaurant serves Bangor's best pizza, pasta, and sandwiches. Located in downtown Bangor across from the library. Open Tuesday through Saturday 3 to 9 and Sunday 3 to 8. The bar is also open 9 to 1 Friday and Saturday night. Come in and taste what everybody's talking about.
A word of warning to those venturing into the outdoors, specifically to Maine's many lakes. According to the Maine Department of Environmental Protection, 10 beaches have elevated levels of bacteria, and 5 other beaches have contamination. They are Old Orchard Beach, Willard Beach in South Portland, Broad Cove Reserve in Cumberland, Goodies Beach in Rockport, and Lake Beach in Camden. Beaches in Wells, Kennebunk, and Kennebunk Port are now back in the safe range. The state tests for the Enterococcus bacteria, which is not as affected by salt water as E. coli. DEP officials say it is the best indicator of fecal waste and potential disease, causing pathogens that might be in the water. The head of DEP's Healthy Maine Beaches program says the goal of this testing is to notify, inform, and protect the public.
If you see these results on our website, that is, while it may be concerning if a certain beach has elevated results, it's also an indication that that community is working diligently to let the public know that there are water quality issues in certain areas, and it shows you the beaches that don't have them and where it is safe to swim.
Most Maine beaches are tested once a week. Those known to have a risk of bacterial contamination get tested twice a week.
I think they're really talking about beaches along the ocean, too, not so much lakes and things like that. We've had a lot of rain lately, and when that happens, it causes runoff. Some of the sewer systems can't handle it all, so some is discharged into the ocean.
Right.
And then you get that bacteria out there. I was reading yesterday, like down in Wells Beach, which is a very popular beach in southern Maine, most of the bacteria was well offshore. It wasn't really reaching the beach.
Right. Because that's a huge beach as well.
It's a huge beach,
yeah.
But it's you don't want to be swimming with that kind of stuff because you get sick. That's why they close beaches to clamming and that kind of thing too. So it usually takes a little bit, but then things will work its way out.
Right.
Get the bacteria out of there.
There's always these levels of these types of things. It's just now they're elevated.
Yeah. Whenever you're swimming out there, there's a chance of doing it. You just don't want to think. It's like going to a public pool. You
can't think about it too much.
You're swimming with stuff, but
you can't think about it too much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go home and take a shower.
Right.
Or two.
Right. All right. Now the time is 6:22.
Let's get a full look at our weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Don't let rust get the best of your car. Protect it with Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Schedule your service now. All right, let's get into things this morning. Once again, a broken record of fog. We're continuing that again this morning. Kind of everywhere, though, but the thickest fog from Bangor to Millinocket, Caribou, and areas to the south and east. We'll see that going away later on this morning. A few storm reports that we dealt with yesterday, mainly north of Bangor, where some trees were knocked down in a few spots with some of the stronger storms that produced some damaging winds. But of course, now things are calming down. There's some clouds kind of passing through at this point. We'll be watching for more clouds that will continue as the day progresses on, and maybe a slight chance for a shower or a storm. There's more activity off toward the west with this front right about in here, and that could give us a slight chance for a shower or a storm today, and a slight chance for a few rain showers on the way later on tonight. So futurecast moving forward, though, looks a little bit like this. Make sure clouds and sunshine, slight chance for a shower or storm in a few spots. Later on tonight, a few showers cannot be ruled out. Very small chances, I'll stress. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with areas of dense fog in a few spots. And then tomorrow, clouds to start, some sunshine peeking out, which may allow for a few more showers and storms to develop late in the day for your Friday, continuing into Friday night with areas of dense fog again, and continuing into parts of Saturday morning, too. Otherwise, though, if you're going to be traveling off toward the west, here it is right about in here, a stronger chance for some showers and storms to turn severe. And the yellow shaded area, that is a slight risk, a 2 out of 5 risk. We're okay in our backyard, though nothing for us, but if you're traveling west, kind of keep an eye on that. As for the rainfall, any of the thunderstorms, though, could produce some heavier downpours, maybe up to 1/10 of an inch, and some locally higher amounts there. But overall, very small chances of coverage. We're going to keep the chances for rain going over the next few days until about Monday night, where a few more inches of rain are possible before we're all finished up. Dew points are high. They will remain in the 60s over the next few days, possibly flirting with 70s. So if your air conditioner continues to run, this is the reason why humid air continues to stick around. So your forecast for today, mostly cloudy. A pop-up thunderstorm cannot be ruled out, with highs in the mid-80s as south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some fog on the way, slight chance for a shower, as south wind at about 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, upper 70s to lower 80s, partly cloudy with a few thunderstorms possible late in the day, as south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Chances for showers and thunderstorms continue Friday through Monday, with temperatures overall in the 70s and 80s.
Mad Cat & Company in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza invites you to host your next event with us. We are much more than just a bar. Our event room is designed to host any type of event, formal or casual. Family gatherings, birthday parties, corporate parties, club meetings, fundraisers, or weddings and receptions. We've got you covered. Our open floor plan can adequately seat 100 or more people, and we can assist you with food, drinks, and entertainment as well. Call or visit our website today.
We were on the Christmas storm. We had just fixed 2 broken lines. We heard screaming coming from across the road.
I was so scared that I was going to lose him. He's the apple of my eye.
Nancy said that Kai was choking, and so I gave him a good hard hit in between his shoulder blades and saw something come out of his mouth, so I knew that was a good sign.
If Dana wasn't here, I don't know what I'd done. He just showed up out of the blue, saved his life.
Do you remember your first day at school? The nerves and excitement, seeing your friends and new teachers, or what to wear. You know, we feel every kid deserves to look their best, especially on their first day of school. Bring your new or like-new school clothes like sweaters, sweatshirts, and coats to any Jordan's Furniture. And Cradles to Crayons will make sure those clothes you bring in will help a child in need. Their day and the days to come will be happier because of you.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Healing Hands Massage, and Urban Air Adventures want to send you to see the Kids Bomb Never Stop live tour. Saturday, July 22nd at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, providing professional massage services, and Urban Air Adventures, Bangor's best indoor amusement destination. Win tickets to see Kids Bomb July 22nd on the Bangor waterfront.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Fugitive Michael Burham is still on the run nearly a week after he used bed sheets to escape from a county jail in Pennsylvania. Burham faces a long list of charges, including being suspected of killing a 34-year-old mother of 3. With more than 500 tips, police now believe he's armed, and it's possible a drone was spotted prior to his escape last week, or a drone spotted him. Fox News correspondent C.B. Cotton has the details.
And without going into a lot of detail, we have additional information that we have gleaned recently that causes me to have additional concerns that he may be armed.
As the search for Michael Burham stretches into day 6 along the New York-Pennsylvania border, officers say their strategy is to tire him out, hoping he makes a mistake. But one woman, Elizabeth Hensley, who calls herself an ex-girlfriend, tells Fox News she fears he's being underestimated.
I believe that from the minute they caught him, he was probably planning an escape.
Burham, a self-taught survivalist, served for over a decade in the Army Reserve. Hensley says he loves strategy games like chess, calling him both athletic and an adrenaline junkie, a combination that she fears will lead the manhunt to play out longer than anyone expects.
And he loves to think about what he's got versus what you've got. He outsmarted them so many times now, and I hate it. I hate that he's on the loose.
Pennsylvania State Police say they're using technology and DNA testing as they look into potential sightings and break-ins of structures and cabins just outside the Allegheny National Forest. A criminal investigation into Burham's escape is underway while repairs to the facility, including a hole in the roof where he broke out of, are being made this week. County commissioners and the prison board are conducting their own review, and they're trying to find new ways to tighten jail security.
Everything associated with the yard and the people inside and how they're observed is going to be reviewed and potentially changed.
More than 200 law enforcement officers are now involved in the search. In Warren County, Pennsylvania, C.B. Cotton, Fox News.
Well, there are new concerns about the extreme heat bearing down on much of the country. Heat alerts are posted from Washington State to New Mexico and from Texas to Florida. In the north, a different set of concerns. More rain for the Northeast and tornadoes hitting the Chicago area. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert with more.
At least 5 confirmed tornadoes hit the Chicago area last night, damaging several homes. The city's airport's facing ground stops. Video shows hundreds of people taking shelter in this concourse at O'Hare Airport, and this video from a traveler inside Midway Airport.
Oh my God.
showing a twister taking shape just past the runways. Those storms shifting east overnight. People across Vermont have been racing to clean up from this week's disastrous floods before more rain arrives today. Thousands of people have lost homes and businesses. The recovery could take years, if not decades. And storms are in the forecast for the next 7 days, with 4 more inches of rain possible.
This may not be over. With rain in the forecast and nowhere for it to go, we could see waters rise again.
Meanwhile, forecasters are warning of dire consequences from the extreme heat across the south and the west. Triple-digit temperatures will stretch from Florida to California today. Phoenix will mark its 14th consecutive day of 110 degrees or above. Heat-related illnesses nationwide have more than doubled in the last month. Places, including Miami-Dade County, Los Angeles, and Phoenix, have recently appointed chief heat officers, a city official who does everything from establish cooling centers, install more AC in public housing, and plant more trees to cool the streets. Now the mayor of Phoenix is calling on the Biden administration to appoint a federal heat officer. One possible tool to fight climate change: paint. Scientists at Purdue have created a white paint that's so white they say it can reduce the surface temperature on a roof by up to 19 degrees by reflecting 98% of the sun's rays. It could be available by next year.
Las Vegas could set an all-time heat record this weekend, and Death Valley could hit 130 degrees. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
130 degrees is what the record was set decades ago in Death Valley, and now we're reaching the record-setting temperature for the nation.
Yeah, they're breaking records all across the South. I know, it's just crazy.
That's scary.
Yep.
All right, well, coming up on the second half of the newscast, we'll head to Millinocket, where one local will share with us his part to play in the films that come out of Hollywood.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine for more than 30 years with an extensive inventory, including mini track loaders with attachments, full-size track skid steer, track loader and backhoe, wheel loader with attachments, a 50-foot towable aerial lift, and a 45-foot self-propelled four-wheel drive lift. If you can't find it on our website, we can find it for you. Call for multi-day and weekend special rates. On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Pittsfield, is sponsored by University of Maine Early College, tuition-free online courses for high school students, umaine.edu/early college. BB's Tattoo Company, Route 7, Newport. Don't cry, don't whine, get yours where I got mine. Stop by and check us out. And Triple S Tack Shop, located in Carmel. Come see us for quality clothing and equestrian gear. Consignments are always welcome. Winter Harbor Lobster Co-op is a small group of independent Maine fishermen who want to make sure you get the freshest lobsters we can provide. To do that, we sell direct to the public to avoid long storage times and inflated prices. For the best quality, texture, and taste, our live lobsters have to have ideal conditions from the time we catch them to when they arrive at your table. Please browse our website for fantastic deals on real, fresh Maine lobster and other seafood. Winter Harbor Lobster Co-op, from our boats to your door.
I got certified as a crash reconstructionist in 2005. I've investigated 150 crashes. 90% of those are speed related.
Vehicle rolled over several times.
When vehicles approach 30 miles an hour over the speed limit, the injuries start getting more serious to the point of being fatal. It's scary how fast someone's life can be altered forever just by driving a little bit too fast. The old adage is speed kills. It is absolutely the case.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Thursday, July 13th, 2023. It's also National Beans and Franks Day. How do you like this holiday?
I love it. I do
yeah.
love it. The purpose of this day, because there's a clear purpose, is to celebrate the uniqueness of one of America's first invented comfort foods. Baked beans date back to the Civil War and were among the earliest canned convenience meals to appear in the U.S. Gilbert Van Camp began experimenting with canning fruits and veggies in 1862 and later received a lucrative contract to supply Union troops with his popular pork and beans. With that, Van Camp Packing Company was formed, which would become the biggest producer of baked beans. I always think of logging camps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
chuck wagons back in the Old West and whatever. I think they had beans back then too.
Absolutely.
But this is when they actually combined them, and I think it started off with like pork and beans.
Yeah.
And then people started adding hot dogs and things like that.
I've never made them myself, but I love them, and it's not something I think of, but I do enjoy it with breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually, I've had beans for breakfast before too.
Just a little side dish.
Yeah. I like them every now and then. I grew up eating them. How do you feel about brown bread? You know that brown bread that comes with a can? Comes in a can.
I've had it only a handful of times, and I think it's just something that I've used to sop up other stuff.
Right.
So I think I'm neutral to it.
I think people either love it or they hate it.
Yeah.
One of those kind of things.
Yeah.
But
Fairly neutral.
Reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah.
All right, on this day in history, back in 1787, the U.S. Congress enacted the Northwest Ordinance, which established the rules for governing the Northwest Territory. The rules were part of a system for admitting new states and to limit the expansion of slavery. In 1923, the famous Hollywood sign was officially dedicated in the hills above Los Angeles. And in 1985, the star-studded Live Aid benefit concert raised millions to fight famine in Ethiopia. Billions tuned in all around the world to watch.
And in 1990, the movie Ghost opened in theaters around the nation.
You remember that one?
I like Ghost,
That was one of those kind of classic movies.
Right.
Patrick Swayze.
It's a little corny, but
Totally,
I like it for the corn.
Yeah, it was huge at the time.
Yes, yeah. Okay, today's birthdays include actor Patrick Stewart from Star Trek and X-Men, who turns 83 today. Actor Harrison Ford turns 81. Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
That?
No.
Yeah, 81 years old.
Indiana Jones. You seen the new one yet?
No, I haven't seen the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big Harrison Ford fan.
A lot of cool movies in theaters and coming up in theaters right now. And country singer Louise Mandrell is...
Oh, I didn't write her age. Sorry. I think she's 63 or something like that.
Yes. It's her birthday.
I got to that point. I forgot her age. But happy birthday, Louise. I saw her. She played at the Bangor State Fair one summer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she was part of a big TV show with her sister, Barbara Mandrell, and her other sister. They had the Mandrell show and everything like that.
Awesome.
Back in the day.
Yeah, that reminds me, the fair is coming up.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, fair season's upon us.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, let's check out what the forecast will do to see if anybody's got... the weekend is coming right up, so we'll have the weekend forecast too. Here's Devin Biggs.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Don't let rust get the best of your car. Protect it with Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Schedule your service now. All right, let's get into things this morning here. Fog is the name of the game across the area from Bangor to Millinocket, Caribou, and even Princeton and some other spots as well dealing with it this morning. As a result, with this fog, we'll have to be watchful for some low visibility, so just be careful while you're driving. Otherwise, a lot calmer this morning after we had some strong to severe storms yesterday, though, some of them knocking down some trees on a few spots, but now all that has since calmed down. And today, overall, pretty decent day. We have some activity off toward the west right now, too. A slight chance for a shower or a storm cannot be ruled out as we head toward the afternoon period. So futurecast for today, increasing clouds and a few breaks from time to time. Slight chance for a shower or a storm. And we'll keep that slight chance for maybe a few rain showers on the way as we head towards early Friday morning. The winds, though, not a big deal at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today. Maybe a few locally higher gusts at times. But notice as we head towards Friday morning, the winds still remain rather reasonable as we do move forward. So your forecast for today, mid-80s, mostly cloudy. A pop-up thunderstorm cannot be ruled out. South wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some fog on the way. Slight chance for a few showers and a south wind at about 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Overall, mostly cloudy, slight chance for a thunderstorm. Temperatures in the 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma?
By the way, Louise Mandrell is 69. I looked it up.
There you go. Yep. She is.
Happy birthday. ... I must have got sidetracked.
You're good. You're good. It cracked me up. All right, moving on now. Millinocket may feel miles away from the Hollywood scene, but it's actually closer than you may think. The bright lights, buzz, and money made from blockbuster movies has found its way to our rural way of life.
Want you read this part? Okay. Jody Hersey introduces us to a visual effects artist making it happen.
And when I'm moving my mouse here in Millinocket, it's moving somewhere in Los Angeles. Dave Rand is a Maine native who attended the University of Maine and later went on to L.A., where he's been working as a visual effects artist for movies like The Matrix, Moana, and The Patriot starring Mel Gibson. Rand is responsible for this stadium flood scene in Batman.
So if it's burning or water's flowing or it's exploding or a building completely falling apart and crumbling, that's what I do.
Rand moved to Millinocket when the studios in L.A. shut down during COVID. He attached Starlink to his home, which allows him to work on films and TV shows from his dual computer system.
I have never been more inspired than when I came here.
Rand says almost all movie effects are unfortunately done outside of the U.S.
I did the movie Life of Pi, which is an interesting story because that's really almost the last major motion picture where the effects were done in the United States. A lot of effects are done now in Canada because the government kicks back almost 60% of whatever you spend.
Rand says the ruralness of Maine is where true artists can boost their creativity, recharge their battery, and invest their Hollywood dollars into a community that can put it to good use.
I think places like Millinocket, the more beautiful, inspiring places are where artists are going to want to go. We're dictating where this industry goes. When COVID hit and we went remote, none of us wanted to go back.
Proving with technology and some Yankee ingenuity, a kid from Maine really can make it in the movies. In Millinocket, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Kind of shows you can do anything with a computer from anywhere these
I know.
days.
I love it. You can live where you grew up, which can be anywhere, and still do your work at home.
Yeah.
It's awesome. All right, still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol will have the latest with sports.
Don't go away.
A texting driver hit me and I had to stop working. I needed help, but the insurance company only offered me this tiny check.
This tiny check won't even cover my medical bills.
After a car accident, don't take a tiny check from the insurance company. Call the twos.
I didn't take a tiny check. I called the twos, and Lowry & Associates got me over $350,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
Don't cry, don't whine. Get yours where I got mine. At BB's Tattoo Company, 262 Moosehead Trail, Newport.
You don't need a time machine to go back 550 million years. Just visit the Harrigan Learning Center and Museum in Milo, and you'll experience an unforgettable trip through time with exhibits, specimens, and artifacts going as far back as 550 million years. Each room is filled with displays and incredible information. You'll even be greeted by a dinosaur. But don't worry, it's robotic. The Harrigan Learning Center and Museum in Milo, a must-see experience.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start on the baseball diamond. Over at Hamden Academy, one rising junior is shipping off to Carolina next month with the chance to play for Team USA. Tyler Cruz has the story.
It's a pretty competitive sport, and a lot of athletes were eliminated up to this point, and I was just honored that I was selected.
After surviving 2 rounds of cuts, Hamden's Bodie Bishop is heading to North Carolina next month with a chance to make USA Baseball's 16-under team.
I'm very excited for the competition. I want to try my best and work 110% to get there.
I think that's a great honor for him, and I think Bodie's worked very, very hard. It's indicative of the work that he's put in, and not only just on the baseball field, but in the weight room as well.
Bishop attended a tryout in the spring in Massachusetts, being selected from there to attend a regional event this summer in Pennsylvania. And when he received a call this week saying he's been selected
to Team Northeast of USA Baseball's National Team Identifier Series, it was kind of surprising to him.
There were a lot of good kids there. It was very good ball players, and I didn't like my chances, but I made it out. It was a big I don't know because it was a lot better competition down there, but I was very glad and surprised when I got the email that I was going to Carolina.
But not surprising to those who share the field with him. Bishop, a rising junior, receiving high praise from coaches and teammates who have spent the last few springs and summers with him.
He's really all business. You know, he comes into the dugout, puts on his pants, goes out, you know, throws the ball hard, gets guys out. I see him in the winter. He's always, you know, grinding. He's always putting in that extra step.
He's a very humble kid. He had a terrific spring for us. As a sophomore, he went 4-0 on the mound. He's a great worker. He's a really good worker and is a quiet leader for us, so I'm not surprised by all his success.
The camp will feature tournaments against other regional teams, and it'll take place from August 9th through the 13th, with the final roster for Team USA being announced after. And while it would be a dream come true to make that list,
It'd be absolutely crazy. It would mean a lot to me, the world.
Really, this week is a great opportunity for Bodie to be a knowledge sponge around some of the country's greatest baseball minds.
I definitely improve my game, see where I'm at, based on everyone across the country, really. Just see what I have to work on and improve on over the next few years.
In Hamden, Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thank you very much, Tyler. Best of luck to Bodie. Over to Rockport now. It's the second round of the Maine Amateur Golf Championship, continuing with two-time defending champ Caleb Manuel and Tyler Baker out of Portland sharing the lead to start the day. To Samoset Resort Golf Club we go. Beautiful shot at Penobscot Bay. On the 12th, Keith Patterson out of Biddeford. Saco is going to knock down a nice birdie here. Three-time champ Ricky Jones on his home course, dropping a long birdie here on the long par 3 13th. Better than I could do. to 18, Bennett Berg from the Woodlands. Watch this approach. Going for the pin, and it works out for him. Puts this one just a few inches away from the cup. And of course, Bennett is going to tap in for eagle, currently at 1 over. Tyler Baker from Portland now. He finishes with a birdie on 18. He was 1 under today, 5 under overall. Meanwhile, two-time defending champ Caleb Manuel. Another spectacular round here on 14. He's going to make this birdie putt. He finishes at -3. Baker is 2 shots back, which is really impressive for a guy who is really just beginning his golf season due to injury. Okay, now let's head to the Diamond for some Little League baseball and softball action. Big games in our area Wednesday, baseball District 3 final and the state title game for softball. Let's start with the baseball District final. Bangor going up against Herman with a spot in the state tourney on the line. Top 5, Bangor up big. Patrick Geit going to add to it. Base hit scores Dylan Jaime Hughes. And top 6 now, Nate Karen up. Another base hit into center. Here comes Max Kenny to further extend Bangor's lead. Bottom 6, Herman not going away. Eli Adano into center. Drew Harvey, great effort but can't make the play. River Shields scores. But then a couple batters later, Mason Thayer lines out to Geit. He reels it in and it is over. Bangor wins District 3 12-2. They move on to the state tournament. And now to the Little League Softball State Championship. Bonnie Eagle walked off against Madomic Valley in Game 1. This game, winner take all. Bottom first, Bonnie up 2-0. Lily Regan strikes out all 3 Madomic batters in the inning to maintain their lead. Top second, Claire Libby up for Bonnie, and she floats one, just gets down. Kenzie Franken to score. It's 3-0. Same inning. Nice defense from Madomic. Lila Boudreau the bunt. Here comes Amaya Levine, but Olivia Campbell the toss home in time, and then Kendall Wyman with the strikeout to end the half inning. Finally, top 3, Maris Lepresti, a picture-perfect bunt. Force out attempt at first is off. Lydia Weeks scores. 4-0 Bonnie Eagle. They go on to win the state title 4-2. Bristol, here they come. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
A texting driver hit me, and the insurance company only offered me this tiny check.
Don't take a tiny check from the insurance company.
Flowery and Associates got me over $350,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
Call 222-2222.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Disconnected Tattoo, and Kings Mountain RC want to send you to see Godsmack and Stained live in concert Tuesday, July 25th at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Disconnected Tattoo, a family-friendly tattoo and art shop in the Main Coast Mall, Ellsworth, or Kings Mountain RC on South Main Street in Brewer, carrying planes, boats, crawlers, parts, and more. Win tickets to see Godsmack and Stained July 25th on the Bangor waterfront.
Your destination for passionate views and hot topics is right here.
That's why it's called the what?
The View. And you know anything goes when the ladies get together. There's a reason why America's most watched daytime talk show is ABC's The View.
Welcome back, everyone. A new lawsuit alleges Google's data scraping. Is that what it's called? Scraping? Data scraping?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, anyway, it violated users' privacy and property rights. In a proposed class action lawsuit, Google is accused of stealing personal data from millions of internet users to help train its AI systems. The lawsuit alleges the data was taken from dating websites, Spotify playlists, and TikTok videos without users' consent. It even included copyrighted works. Google says it only takes data from public sources and it operates within its AI principles.
This is kind of vague, but it has been a concern for a long time. Is if it's legally appropriate to take your data, you can do this, and how are there going to be any checks and balances with if you do this and what that data is used for? Yeah. And who's to say that another company would not be able to hack in and get this, or who's to say that you don't give this to another advertising company? So
read those user agreements. I'm terrible at that.
I don't.
And I just accept, and you never know what's going to happen.
I have TikTok, which it's the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
There's legislation about it for a reason.
Data scraping.
Right.
I learned a new.
I didn't know that term until today either, though. So it's a good word for it, I guess.
All right.
Okay, weather today, it's going to be another hot one. The rain, I guess, is supposed to hold off, though, so that's pretty good news.
Kind of cloudy, that's about it.
Yeah. Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Don't let rust get the best of your car. Protect it with Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Schedule your service now. All right, let's get into things this morning. Once again, a broken record of fog. We're continuing that again this morning. Kind of everywhere, though, but the thickest fog from Bangor to Millinocket, Caribou, and areas to the south and east. We'll see that going away later on this morning. A few storm reports that we dealt with yesterday, mainly north of Bangor, where some trees were knocked down in a few spots with some of the stronger storms that produced some damaging winds. But of course, now things are calming down. There's some clouds kind of passing through at this point. We'll be watching for more clouds that will continue as the day progresses on, and maybe a slight chance for a shower or a storm. There's more activity off toward the west with this front right about in here, and that could give us a slight chance for a shower or a storm today, and a slight chance for a few rain showers on the way later on tonight. So futurecast moving forward, though, looks a little bit like this. Mixture of clouds and sunshine, slight chance for a shower or storm in a few spots. Later on tonight, a few showers cannot be ruled out. Very small chances, I'll stress. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with areas of dense fog in a few spots. And then tomorrow, clouds to start, some sunshine peeking out, which may allow for a few more showers and storms to develop late in the day for your Friday, continuing into Friday night with areas of dense fog again, and continuing into parts of Saturday morning, too. Otherwise, though, if you're going to be traveling off toward the west, here it is right about in here. A stronger chance for some showers and storms to turn severe. And the yellow shaded area, that is a slight risk, a 2 out of 5 risk. We're okay in our backyard, though nothing for us, but if you're traveling west, kind of keep an eye on that. As for the rainfall, any of the thunderstorms, though, could produce some heavier downpours, maybe up to 1/10 of an inch, and some locally higher amounts there. But overall, very small chances of coverage. We're going to keep the chances for rain going over the next few days until about Monday night, where a few more inches of rain are possible before we're all finished up. Dew points are high. They will remain in the 60s over the next few days, possibly flirting with 70s. So if your air conditioner continues to run, this is the reason why humid air continues to stick around. So your forecast for today, mostly cloudy. A pop-up thunderstorm cannot be ruled out, with highs in the mid-80s as south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some fog on the way, slight chance for a shower, as south wind at about 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, upper 70s to lower 80s, partly cloudy with a few thunderstorms possible late in the day, as south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. All righty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Spalding's Bangor Radiator and Rust Check. Chances for showers and thunderstorms continue Friday through Monday, with temperatures overall in the 70s and 80s.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Mainly Eyes, and River's Edge Chiropractic want to send you to see the Kids Pop Never Stop Live Tour, Saturday, July 22nd at the Maine Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Mainly Eyes in the Bangor Mall. Your #1 choice for eye care and eyewear, Mainly Eyes. You'll see the difference. At River's Edge Chiropractic Wellness Center in Old Town. Win tickets to see Kids Pop, July 22nd on the Bangor waterfront.
Tesoro Italian Restaurant serves Bangor's best pizza, pasta, and sandwiches. Located in downtown Bangor across from the library. Open Tuesday through Saturday 3 to 9 and Sunday 3 to 8. The bar is also open 9 to 1 Friday and Saturday night. Come in and taste what everybody's talking about.
Welcome to Generation Gap.
Tonight, Kelly Ripa hosts the comedy game show where juniors and seniors flex their pop culture knowledge.
Name this legend. Katy Perry.
New Generation Gap, tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
There are several new food trucks that have made their way onto the Ellsworth scene this summer. The Salsa Shack and the Black Sheep both opened not far from each other, and the community has welcomed them with open arms and empty stomachs. The owners say despite being in competition with one another, they have also been able to lean on each other as they begin their new business ventures.
Staying really busy, we're all sharing business, and we're all helping each other out the best we can. It's actually been a lot of fun, like working with other local food trucks, also trying to make a living.
It's been nice that we all kind of work together too, because it's nice to support each other when we're just 3 food trucks. We all, go to each other if we have time.
You know that